Hello, everyone. Hello. It's been a while. If you're watching live, evening here on a Tuesday, it's Angelo Robles, and I hope all is well. Oh, I'm doing great. Just it's probably good that I disappear here and there. As many of you know, I was traveling hosting my one of my marquee programs annually in Palm Beach. Then I came back. I had a lot to catch up on, and I wrote my second book for my members only on AI, really an AI manifesto that takes the building blocks of my first book to really executing today in today's world and building a sovereign system and includes everything around open claw and so much more. It's a very dynamic time. So I have some big announcements to make. They're all good. And then I'm on the road tomorrow morning, traveling to Puerto Rico, back to Palm Beach, then around the Milken Conference in LA in early May. So it's going to be crazy. Hopefully, I could do some things from the road. But without further ado, I'd love to get started now because I have a lot to discuss. And I think it's going to be amazing and game changing for many of you within the wealth management industry, family office industry, and really entrepreneurs and beyond. So hopefully listen up and let's see what I could do. The top 1% of family offices, I wouldn't say they're smarter than you, but they never sleep. Now, let me give some context to that. While you're watching this video, one of your peers just received a complete intelligence briefing, like on their phone, not from an analyst, not even from a research firm, but from the AI infrastructure they built, actually not that hard, that ran through the night, monitoring counterparty signals, regulatory filings, geopolitical developments, and of course, market positions, all organized and delivered often before the principal or executive's first coffee. Now, they didn't hire for this. That's going to be key. They built it. And while many of you, and I understand, are looking for the utility to you, while you've been evaluating, there are people that are building and compounding, and catching up to that compounding is going to be very, very hard, but at the moment, not impossible. So here's what no one in the family office industry, the community, is saying out loud. The game did not change gradually. It changed completely. AI does way more than chat, although if you do that right, that could be pretty amazing. It doesn't even just automate tasks anymore, AKA doing things. It has really moved up the stack. It thinks and executes, orchestrates and executes. It replaces the intelligence above the task, not necessarily the task themselves. So this is not really per se a productivity story. It really is bigger. It's more of an existential one, including to everyone in the family office world. All I'm offering from my perspective is the truth. You have to get better to compete. There is no other path. Skills have utility. I've spent 20 years inside well over 100 incredible billionaire and family office ecosystems. I advise a significant family that goes back hundreds of years in Europe, actually on their sovereign AI strategy. Oh, they are far ahead of many of you. I've watched brilliant families with extraordinary people and serious capital kind of quietly lose ground, not because they lacked intelligence, dedication, and resources. They were built for a world that is just, it's over. It's over. It's so disappointing to me to see the industry really fumble the ball on this one. The families pulling ahead permanently are not necessarily working harder than you, but their AI, they're sovereign, they're controlling their intelligence. It never sleeps. Now, here's the part that really hits closest to home. The part nobody in the industry will really say out loud, but everyone knows. Come on, tenure, title, institutional familiarity, that's no longer protection for you. My God, even if you're a principal, but the COO, the chief of staff, the advisor, the strategist, the stakes are the same. The only currency that matters, my decades being an entrepreneur and knowing way more successful families than me, The only currency that matters, including in the family office world, but any industry, is the outcomes delivered, period. So, like, here's an audit that matters. Your job is not a job, if that's what you think it is. It's really, break it down, first principles. It's a collection of tasks. Audit every function, every hour, every responsibility that you do. Ask honestly, what can AI do better, faster, effectively, cheaper right now? The discomfort you're feeling doing the exercise is kind of the signal. As opposed to being ignorant or fearful of it, actually lean into it. Because on the other side of that audit is something extraordinary. Again, like I said many times, at my age of age 60, not being tech savvy, if I could do it, you could do it. The ability to carry the output of an entire team. Imagine that, how valuable you'd be inside one person to build a profile really that no single hire can replicate. You're armed with AI. You kind of have no peers. Like I said, skills have utility individually. When stacked with AI deployment, the advantage is not additive. It's a order of magnitude. And I'm going to have something incredible and a great opportunity for many of you. Give me a couple of minutes. We'll get to it. That could really change your life on June 23rd and 24th. So domain expertise plus AI is not just twice as valuable. You are in a different category entirely. And here's the formula that wins all the time. An incredible human dedicated plus AI beats AI alone. AI sure is the force multiplier, but you are the intelligence that amplifies judgment, contextual relationships. This is what you bring, which is valuable for now to the equation. You can't quite be replaced at the moment by AI alone. Now, that requires a deeper conversation for a little bit of a different time. You need to ask, how am I replaceable to my organization, my family? And trust me, you have more in you than you think you do. So let's talk about something of extreme. September 2024, LA, 20,000 in capital, 0 employees. Matt Gallagher launched Medivy, an AI handling every function, coding, copy, marketing, customer service operations. Year 1, yeah, I'm picking a great example, of course, 401 million in revenue, 250,000 customers, 16.2% net profit margin. Him and hers, that many of you heard of, ran the same market with 2,400 employees and a 5.5% net profit margin. Matthew's only hire after it took off was his brother. Medivy is now tracking towards 1.8 billion in 2026 revenue alone. A single founder, and really him, the only employee for a long time. He did not build new infrastructure. He orchestrated, that's going to be a key word, existing infrastructure. You could too, but he did it better than anyone. The model is not replacement per se. It really is orchestration. And family offices and those in the wealth industry and finance that learn it are going to be invaluable and make a lot of money and be very successful. This is not the individual proof. Now, here is what it means for your family office. Like standing mandates, what's 24/7, running things like OpenClaw, which we'll get to a little bit, 168 hours a week. Counterparty surveillance, identifying stress signals weeks before they become news. Due diligence that took your team 3 weeks, now completed overnight. More thorough, more adversarial, if that's the right word, than any human process you currently run. I can almost guarantee that. Morning briefings assembled really in a family office perspective while the principals slept, waiting on their phone before markets open. This is not the future in 10 years. This is what's running right now, and it will never be worse than it is today. That's running right now inside the operations and family offices and others that I'm beginning to work with in the wealth management industry. The gap between the families and the ones still evaluating, it's not static, it compounds like money, like capital, every single week. You cannot buy your way out of having waited. It's going to be a problem for some of you. AI has already changed your field. I can practically 99% guarantee that. That debate is over. The only open question is whether you are holding the leverage, which you could, or effectively being replaced at the moment, not necessarily by AI, but by someone who is very fluid in it. Absolutely. You have to get better. You have to deliver outcomes. There is no other path. I wish I had a softer message. It's just a reality. Now, if you're ready to stop evaluating, procrastinating, and start building, like I hinted what I would get to, I want you in New York City on June 23rd and 24th for my AI Family Office Masterclass, my first one since early November of last year. It's been a long time. I have only 15 seats, 2 immersive days, lots of pre and post activity as well. Active, real world, immersive with real family offices, wealth professionals, AI builders, techies, and private wealth. No stage, no panel. You leave operating, not planning. It's so much better than the one I did in November because so much has changed. You walk in day one and you'll immediately know the room is different. It's basically a boardroom. There's no stage. There's no audience observers. There's no speaker behind a podium talking to you, lecturing about what AI might do for family offices someday. We're building. You're learning. There are 15 people around the table, some from the US, 1 or 2 already committed from Europe. We have 1 coming in from the Middle East. Every single one of them running serious capital. Every single one of them here because they decided waiting, the right move, that waiting was no longer an option. And for 2 full days, and they're long days, this room becomes the most operationally advanced AI family office environment that exists anywhere on earth. I challenge me on that. You won't win it. Not a conference, not a seminar, not a panel discussion. And myself, someone who put in hundreds and hundreds of hours, spent a truckload of money on Mac minis and everything else, and learned, experimented, create apps, is doing it all. Making mistakes and learning for sure. So this is a transformation kind of compressed in 48 hours. By the end of day one, you have personally touched systems that your peers don't even know exist yet. You're not watching someone demo them. You're touching them, operating them, building on them. Of course, you got your computer with you. The sovereign stack is not really described. It is kind of built, well, to a degree in front of you. The Mac Mini, which will have one there as demonstration, but bring your laptop, becomes what we call a cognitive vault. The local models that you control in sovereign, not bleeding your IP, are running real frontier intelligence entirely within your walls. The sanitized pipelines then send analytical questions effectively to the world's most powerful AIs and bring back intelligence without your family's DNA. What made them great? Ever traveling and having these frontier models change terms of service on you, God knows what, cancel you one day. You got to own this. Now you see OpenClaw operating inside a real family office, many of you for the first time. And I promise you, every person who ever has seen OpenClaw running live does not ask whether they need it. If you know how to do it right, they ask why they waited. You're watching a morning briefing really arrive on your phone, assembled overnight, positions, geopolitical signals mapped to specific holdings, a counterparty alerts, big one in family offices, red flags, opportunities, delivered before markets open, without a single prompt from a single human being. Recursive learning how to structure 24/7 agents. And you're going to learn the process of building it. Day 2, we go even deeper than anything that you probably expected. And again, sure, yeah, this is a fire hose coming at you. This is where people in the room really stop being attendees and start to become or think like operators, like orchestrators. The faculty, the real families, the real executors in the room, come on, academics, these aren't academics. What a waste of time that is. They're not consultants who read about AI and build a presentation. They're the most active, real world, often family office builders in the world who deploy AI inside their family offices, and I've done it too, operating today. They're running these systems personally inside real operations, managing real capital, making real decisions with this infrastructure every single day. When they show you something, it's because it's running right now in a real family office producing real results. You're not learning what might work. You're being handed what already exists, what's working, what's calibrated, what's refined, what's even battle tested inside the most sophisticated private wealth and family office operations truly around the world. Now, here's what people, and again, November feels like years ago, so much has changed, but the compounding advantage they had is huge. Here's what the people who were in the room in November told me. They didn't just go home and evaluate, they went home and built. They rolled up their sleeves, they got their hands dirty. They put in the time with the level of resources, connectivity, and peers around them to build a group or room that can't be duplicated, I'm sorry, online. Within 30 days, sovereign stacks started to run. Morning briefings arriving, like I said, before coffee. Due diligence that used to take weeks, some of them were really outputting these effectively overnight. And imagine within 60 days, standing mandates running continuously, counterparty surveillance operating again, 168 hours a week. The principal spending their attention on decisions that actually require them and nothing else, freeing up their time and being very purposeful. Now they're what? 6 months ahead of every peer who wasn't in that room. 6 months assuming they all follow through. 6 months of compounding operational fluency, 6 months of deepening institutional intelligence, 6 months of standing mandates that have been calibrated, refined, and learning. The gap probably doesn't close, it widens every single week. The operators in the room this June 23rd and 24th in New York will be months ahead of where you are today, like 6 months from now. The only question is whether you're one of them. The other 3 I did in the last year, we had between 8 and 11 attendees. This time we're going to open it up a little bit more. You have to be a member. We'll get to a little bit of that shortly. 2 days. I mean, I could tell you what it doesn't end like. Not to say that there's not some value in lecturing and getting content and getting resources, but this is not ending with a binder being put in front of you, then on your shelf. It's ending with you being more hands-on and systems running, confidence built, and a deployment roadmap that means the week you get home is execution. It should be, not just evaluation. The masterclasses I noted, and we're structuring it a little differently than last year, is exclusively for my members of my private intelligence and strategy community, SFO continuity. It's $10,000 a year, 12 months, everything included. Everything. Meaning the other masterclasses that I host, my content, my books, some events, you get it all. Now, like I said, you have to be better in today's world to compete. And all I'm offering, as I noted, is the truth. AI now thinks and executes. Thinks and executes. It replaces the intelligence or augments it above the task. Now, both of my private books, the latest one, the AI native single family office, really outlines all of this, and 10 things every family office should be doing now in AI, land in your inbox effectively within 24 hours after you join. All online. If you want to call me, that's fine. Today, before June, before New York, it's yours immediately. You get that head start. Every masterclass over the next 12 months, meaning I'm going to do more. Maybe the first one is too much of a fire hose for you. Come to the other 2 I do this year. Direct ongoing access to me, select faculty, and really the SFO continuity, my intelligence network, the most AI-forward operators in private wealth moving together at the frontier in the world, bar none. And you're guaranteed seat. You're guaranteed if you become a member and you join. AngeloRobles.com. It's pretty easy to figure out. Again, this June 23rd and 24th. All membership details and benefits are simply as I noted on my website, my name, angelorobles.com, and you can guarantee your seat right now. You'll see the benefits, direct opportunity to pay, 15 seats, filling now. The room is open eventually. I don't know whether that is 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe a week before. Effectively, it won't be anymore. And then I look to do another one later in August. I know an unusual time, but I have my reasons. And then in the fall. And that's inclusive, again, of my books, even my 700-page Creating a Top 1% Family Office Handbook. I just completely revamped it. So for me, the last couple of weeks, I was feeling it in terms of outputting the new book, updating even my 10 things family offices should be doing now in AI. I updated my 400-page family office playbook. And again, the 700-page, that was a big one, Creating a Top 1% Family Office Handbook. Just everything is changing. Not even just AI, but that certainly plays into it in some of the other content that I noted. So, for me, it's been a whirlwind time. I'm heading off to Puerto Rico, hosting some family office roundtables, really incredible people there. I look forward to it. Back to Palm Beach, going to Palm Beach Polo, National Polo. Look forward to that this Sunday and have some meetings on Monday. And I'm speaking at a conference on family offices, energy, and AI on Tuesday. So I look forward to that. Then I'm 2 weeks later off to LA, where I'll be for a week, hosting some member lunches, and then really staying laser focused on June 23rd and 24th. So much is changing. The frontier models, the open weight models, what Apple is doing, the M5s, all of that. And Mike, I didn't even get into, I'll probably have to do a whole video on this, Claude's mythos, some pronounce it mythos. Oh my God. And what that's going to do to cybersecurity. Ooh, there is lots going on, but the intelligence, the power of that, and learning how to integrate it in terms of what you do, more so as deep intelligence as an orchestrator, but having the open weight models more as your executor. That's explained for members in my books, which are easy to read. I promise. Your one-on-ones with me, which to some degree, of course, I'm happy to do, time scheduled. And again, you're just all set for June 23rd and 24th. And I had multiple members go to all three of my master classes, like watching their favorite movie. There's nuances they pick up a second or third time, but because AI is changing so quickly, there are changes that happen 2, 3, 4, of course, 6 months apart. But the compounding you get, the more you get experience, like learning how to drive in a more empty parking lot versus it's busy, is what really gives you that edge should you want it. I know many of you, and I understand, probably 2.5 years ago, I was like this as well, a little bit ignorant to it, a little bit fearful. I type in a sentence in Chat GPT that's so limiting. Like, it's so much more than that. But if you know how to prompt, you know about things like context windows, temperature, you know how to structure, you know how to get the best out of it, you know how to make them battle each other, all things we also talk about and help you execute in the masterclass. But now going from chat to actually doing things. And I mentioned that in my, little conversation that I'm having here. So it's a really, really exciting time. Is it scary? Sure, it's scary. It's exciting. Sometimes those two kind of go together. So I'm out here yet again before I hit the road, and maybe I'll do some things from the road. We'll see. But now is the time. What are you waiting for? The utility to you. Skills have utility. This will be incredible. As a principal, as an executive in a family office, in the world of finance, an entrepreneur, this is absolutely hands-on and practical. And not just those 2 days, you effectively get combinations of it over the course of a full year of 12 months. And now is absolutely the time. I've been asked, am I going to do one in Europe this year? I go to Vienna and Switzerland and a little bit more Central Europe quite a bit. I don't know. They don't like me as much in the UK. I wonder why. I love the UK. I'm just not saying they love me so much. It's not a reciprocal relationship, but we'll see. I have some good relationships in Scandinavia, LATAM. I have some new members, by the way, there. So I'm open-minded to all that. Mexico City is a pretty important connectivity point for members, my growing members in various parts of the world. Now, again, I'm very focused here on AI, but family office structures, international satellite family offices, deeper thinking on geopolitics, macroeconomics, and investing. But a lot of things do seem to come back to in today's world. If you watch some of my videos from 2, 3, 4 weeks ago to AI, and I'm just shocked that the family office industry has been so slow and resistant. Come on, it's never going to be worse, meaning the AI, worse than it is today. And compared to even a year ago, compared to even November at my last masterclass, you're kidding me. And when Claude Mythos comes out and what OpenAI is doing with their variation, and then some of the open weight models, like the floodgates are wide open. We had multiple people from families to executives ask me last year, I hope we have the capacity, I think we could this year, could a child or a grandchild come? And that happened maybe 3 times. They're going to be a little bit more native to the technology, I guess you could say. So generally, I'm pretty accommodating on that. So I'm just saying, like, I am someone who is practical, spending money in this, living through it, and hands-on, not just a lecturer or faculty. And the family offices that are most active in it, probably a good block of 20 or 30. Some of them I help to lift off in that. They're friends of mine, they're relationships, and some of them are faculty instructors. Like, this is not some, college polished up lecture from a professor who's not building, not doing, and probably knows really nothing about day-to-day activities of an entrepreneur in a family office. This is the real deal. So it's the opportunity. You'll hear other more educational content perspectives of me about this. I have a lot to say, including a lot of my initiatives in Mac Minis and OpenClaw, what I'm integrating with Paperclip, with Hermes, with Obsidian, and other services. It's again, the fire hose is coming out. And like, once you start to pick up the flow of it, it's not that hard. I'm not going to say that you're not going to need some AI integration help, engineering help. You might, depending on the scale of your complexity in family office. And no, you should not be outsourcing this. You should be running this and understanding it internally, and not bleeding your IP, not being subject to these frontier models that could cancel you. God knows what they're doing with their so-called the data, proprietary data that basically is training it for other people that are going to ask similar questions. That's not to say that you don't use them. You do, but you have to learn how. Claude Cowork, Claude Code, what they're now doing with managed agents, and Anthropic's doing some wonderful stuff. But I'm just saying, you have to take control. You have to have more sovereign systems that you control as a real, true, private family office, entrepreneur, individual. It's all going to circle back and be the same thing. So go to angelorobles.com. Stop waiting. Look at all these activities we're doing. Jump into it now. Be a part of it. 100% secure, at least at this moment, your opportunity on June 23rd and 24th. And I have probably my 2 best instructors, hands-on, real entrepreneurs, real principles of wealth, real family offices with me, plus 1 person, kind of an expert on OpenClaw. Man, it's incredible what's happening now. This is the time. Many of you heard my interview or saw him in person at my event, AWG, Alexander Wisner-Gross. Like, it's such an exciting time. Go back and watch that up on my @Family Office on YouTube. What an incredible thinker. Oh, yeah, a little scary. Some things I think he's pushing forward a little too quickly when governments, corporations, and people are going to move a little slower. I could talk more about from the political and job perspective. And again, those are conversations that I love to have. I have more questions than answers. I'm not saying I have a crystal ball, but me, my team, and the families that are part of my SFO continuity were deeper thinkers about this. At the end of the day, what did Abraham Lincoln say? I got an hour to cut a tree, spend 59 minutes sharpening the axe, 1 minute on a tree, a saying, but the concept of it is true. Think about these things deeper, learn how to ask the right questions. And really, a lot of this comes down to something I talk about in my practice management work all the time with family offices. First principles thinking, break things down to their barest essence. This is the opportunity. You can be incredibly valuable, probably for years to come, in an environment where everything is changing. Who knows 10, 15, 20 years? But I know now, this is the time. This is an incredible time for family offices in the world of finance and people that are willing to have their skills, which they're enhancing, have utility and are going to have opportunities in terms of orchestrating and managing and working with the AI and around it with the AI agents and everything that's happening. Again, if I'm building apps, my God, what's going to happen to software as a service company, SaaS? You could too. And these are all things that are going to be a part leading into June 23rd and 24th. It's not like, poof, that just hits you and you don't have my books and a little bit of our calls or Zoom. And maybe I'm probably going to host a couple of member breakfasts in Greenwich and New York as well. So these will all build up and lead into what we're doing broadly over the course of this year, even into next. Already got Miami and Palm Beach kind of being planned out for the first quarter in 2027, but especially that first masterclass. Now is the time. June 23rd and 24th. What are you waiting for? Go to angelorobles.com and get the full year of benefits. Not even just that, just simply join, become a part of it. I think a couple of interesting comments. It takes over the world. Maybe. I don't know. None of us do. We don't have a crystal ball. One, if that will happen, we could talk about a variety of safeguards and governance. And of course, everything is subject to a timeline. Are you talking 3 years, 10 years, 50 years, 100 years? Listen to my interview with Alexander Wisner-Gross. Again, at YouTube, up on my @FamilyOffice platform. It's all there. We're going to have him back for a part 2 after the first part of the year, so probably August, September. And I think he's close committing to my large multi-day event in New York for my members, September 15th and 16th. And we're going to have incredible speakers at that. Like I said, look at all you get for membership, being part of something special and the value of the peers in the community. And the people that are going through the journey that you're doing, even in AI. And absolutely, if you're starting from near ground zero and you're over 60 years old, I can relate to that. This is absolutely for you. You just have to want it. Do you have an open mind? You're going to put in the work? If I could do it, you could do it. Do not make age an excuse. I'm not going to settle for that. You're better than that. Jump on board. Go to angelorobles.com. Everyone, thank you. Hopefully I'll have safe travels tomorrow to Puerto Rico. Yes, one of my roundtables is kind of effectively how I built an AI native family office for a billionaire in Europe, by the way. So I do look forward to that. Look forward to my travels in Palm Beach, upcoming in LA, and then a couple of multiple breakfast meetings for members in New York heading into that June 23rd and 24th. It's a busy time. Reach out to me. Ask me questions. It's all good. Thank you all so much. A couple of thank you, actually, some relatively nice comments for a change. Sometimes that YouTube crowd, they could be a little tough on me, but it's okay. Bring it on. Thank you, everyone. I'm Angelo Robles. Have a great day. Look forward to connecting soon. And you know what to do. Go to angelorobles.com. Thank you.